and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Today I have a special show. Doing an interview today with Tyler, who's the Chief Partnerships Officer with Safe Haven, which has the ticker symbol SHA from the VeChain ecosystem, as many of you already know, for obviously investing, holding the digital asset. Okay, so without further delay, let's get right into the video. Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily, guys. We have a special show today with Tyler, the Chief Partnerships Officer with Safe Haven, the ticker symbol SHA, part of the VeChain ecosystem. I've been invested for the past few years, and no one better than Tyler to give us the updates. So we're just going to kind of dive in and let's kind of start off where you, I hear you have some good news, a lot of exciting stuff going on. You want to share that with me? Share that with the viewers.
Yeah, so first and foremost, thanks for having me back on here. It's always a pleasure getting connected with you and your audience. The good news is we recently had an update for the patent in the US, and that has been approved. And I'm pretty sure that you've been mentioning that a little bit on your feed and whatnot. So that's one little good bit. Another good bit is we've been getting some good feedback from the audit on SafeSwap. So we'll be able to release more information on that really, really soon. Everybody's been waiting for the release of SafeSwap, but I'm telling y'all, it's coming like really soon. And
I try to follow it as close as I can, but I know I've seen some of your comments and your posts, and it's pretty exciting. So I'm anxious, as an investor too, obviously, and another reason we follow you. But I'm excited with all the new stuff that I know you're like. You probably can't discuss everything, but everything that you can. I know everyone else following this channel as well is excited too. So,
but yeah, I'll say this. Yesterday, that message that we got from Red4Sec, who are the people auditing the SafeSwap smart contracts for the atomic swapping, they said all the feedback is good so far, and we'll be able to get the full results in a little while. So I don't want to put a time frame on it, but it's really, really soon. So that last remark's good. Whenever we get a remark like that, we know that we're rounding third base, right?
Absolutely.
So now, one thing that's exciting for, I know your community and specifically, is onboarding additional chains to SafeSwap. And we've been recently looking at seeing if we can do that for XRPL projects. Nice. And the answer is everything's possible. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but we feel that we have the right tools to be able to make it happen quicker than some think. Because, yeah, so EVM based chains are going to be easier to add. Those are going to be quickest because that's what we already have supported right now, like ERC20, Matic, BEP20, and then of course back to VIP 180 VeChain. So we're going to be working on adding some other EVM chains before we start branching out to some non-EVM chains. But XRPL is right on the top of our list for chains that are out of the EVM reach somewhat. Yeah.
Are you allowed to go into the patent at all or not at all? I mean, obviously don't go too much about it as far as like the updates with that, because I know that's something we've shared as well, and I think is pretty big deal.
Yeah, so it's been fully granted. The fees have been paid. That was the only thing holding it back, and it was just a matter of us just having to follow the fees and just pay it, right? It takes a little bit of time. Get those documents settled, especially whenever you're working for multiple different regions, right? Because the founders are from Belgium and whatnot, so USA different. Yeah, so but everything's approved and everything's 100% protected in the USA as far as the intellectual property goes, and Europe is almost fully granted. We just got done singling down to the last couple selections, because here's the deal. There's like 27 different areas that you can get the claim filed within Europe, but we're only going to be targeting like 5, maybe 7. I don't want to give the exact number, right? In between 5 and 7 different countries for getting it fully registered. So once we have that paperwork fully filed with the visa, will be fully granted. But the intention to grant is there. So what that technically means is that everything's protected, even though we're still going through the final phase. But the U.S. is fully done. So
wow, that's a pretty big deal. I think too. Basically for a lot of the new viewers, basically the Safe Haven has like the Safe Swap, and it's like a trustless, decentralized atomic swap protocol. And I think the big thing too, a lot of people don't realize with the Safe Haven is, the capability for what's the inheritee or something? How do you pronounce that?
Yes, inheritee. You said it perfectly. Yeah,
and that's like where like it protects. You can pass it down generational. Do you mind going into that just a little bit for like the new viewers?
Of course, 100%. So I've actually got a safe key device with me now.
Awesome.
Let me give you a little. There we go. So this device right here, it stores the plan shares created whenever you create a decentralized inheritance or a personal backup plan. And how does that process work? So you go to inheritee.com and you sign in with the Safe ID account. That's essentially your account to access all of our product platforms. And after you log in and you select the Family Circle plan, which is our community edition, you'll be able to start filling out all the plan details and who's going to be receiving the inheritable data. And all that data that you type in there, such as mnemonic phrases to get the wallets, such as like recovering them, right? And accessing exchange accounts. So login credentials, username and password. And it could even be like food recipes or trade secrets, formulas, stuff like that. But all that data, it gets encrypted utilizing military grade encryption. And for those who want to know what type of encryption that is, that's AES 256. So after it gets encrypted, it gets fragmented, split into multiple different shares. And that's basically the secure share distribution protocol. That's the intellectual property being patented and protected, right? So after it gets split into multiple different shares, what happens is most of the plan shares get stored on these cold storage devices, and they're PIN code protected. So each one's going to have a specific PIN code that you have to give to the beneficiary. And when the owner of estate passes away, all the heirs will meet back up, and they're going to meet with the merge authority. So the merge authority is the person in charge of ensuring that all the assets are distributed properly, because it's important that everybody understands we don't have anything to do with distributing whatever's involved with that inheritance plan or personal backup plan, because we don't even know what's on there. It's just a plan, like data that gets fragmented, and only those who have those plan shares to combine them back can see that data. So that merge authority is going to be responsible for saying, okay, this heir gets this percentage or that percentage, etc. And after all the plan shares are combined between the heirs and the merge authority, there's still one plan share missing. And that's what makes our protocol so safe. That's the validator share. It's on the blockchain. So the only way you can unlock that validator share is by allowing the dead man switch, the DMS switch, to go unanswered. And the amount of time depends on the owner of estate. So whenever they're setting up the plan, they can say if they want it to be a matter of days, weeks, months, etc. And once that time passes, that share unlocks, all the heirs are going to have to meet back up with the merge authority. And then whenever they go to combine their plan shares again, and they each insert their PIN codes because they're PIN code protected, it's another layer of security, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they'll be able to combine it with that validator because it'll be unlocked then, and then they could see all the inheritable data. So they'll be able to use that data in whichever way possible, because some people might not even want to use it for backing up mnemonic phrases. They might just want to use it for backing up a really, really secret message or phrase or or something, right? It doesn't even have to be crypto related. That's what's so beautiful about our services. It's powered by crypto technology, the blockchain, and you have to use the safe haven tokens. It's 10,000 SHA to create a lifetime plan. But at the end of the day, the service is for anybody, traditional or non.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, question for like the little hardware, how do they get it and where can they get it?
Yeah, so you can get these on our website. You go to safehaven.io, and then in our products, you'll see the safe key. And I'm trying to get it. There we go. So it'll come in this box, and make sure that you're getting the FIDO2 plus SSDP version, because if you only get the FIDO2 version, it's kind of like a YubiKey in a sense. It won't allow you to store the plan shares from inheritee, because that's where the SSDP feature comes into play. So I recommend getting the Duo. It comes with 2 safe keys, so you'll get 2 boxes, and that way, you'll be able to at least have a good start with 2 devices, because we do have Inheritee Mobile coming out soon, which is a very important aspect to our evolution. And I want to briefly go over that, but do you have any more questions about what I said earlier? Because I don't want to.
Only thing I think you're extremely well, which is really good with communicating. And what's the price if someone's interested in getting that, the little key?
Thank you. So yeah, it costs about $49. I'm pretty sure that's the price right now, if I'm not mistaken. $49 for a single, and then it's around $79 for a Duo. So it's a little bit of a discount whenever you get the Duo. That's what I was trying to say. So it's around about $50 for a single, and then you get a little bit of a discount whenever you do the Duo.
Oh, that's good.
And as far as the SHA tokens, right now, the current price is at a .003 floating around right there. So it costs 10,000 SHA tokens. So you're looking at around $30 to set up a plan right now, which isn't much at all.
No, not at all. That's actually something I was even curious myself. So I'm glad you got into that. Yeah. So $30 basically to set up a plan, 10,000 SHA. And then the price is $49 for the single and about $79 or so, give or take, for the Duo, which is better overall anyway. And you can just go straight to the website to get one if they're interested.
Yes, sir. You got it. And these devices, they could also be used as a FIDO2. So that's perfect. Like passwordless entry to other type of online platforms that you might want to use it for, like Facebook and stuff like that.
And then one thing, if I understood you correctly, when they're setting up the like the little life plan, so to speak, like each member that's involved with that life plan, they each get their like pink code, if I said it correctly. And if any changes need to be done to that, then everyone who's in that life plan needs to come back and reconnect with their pink code, for everyone basically agreeing on the changes to be made, right?
So that's what's unique about the service. You can't necessarily change the contents within the plan once it's created, not with the lifetime edition.
Okay.
It's all smart contract based, and once those plan shares are separated and that data is fragmented, you can only recombine that data to see what's there. You can't go in and edit. Like, we don't have any smart contracts like that available to the platform to where people can re-edit within plans. It's just kind of like they make a new plan if they want to add new data. But another feature that we're going to have in the future is the Negotium network, to where they could set up subscriptions. And that's going to be when the business and standard edition launch. And so the subscription-based services will allow people to essentially do new plans and update them, but they'll have a monthly subscription. So it will kind of be covered by the foundation in a sense with the gas for the contracts, because remember, gas isn't that much when you're talking about VChain or Matic or Smart Chain, and even XRPL for that matter. Y'all don't have a hefty gas, not like Ethereum. So
yeah, it's so minimal. It's like hardly even noticeable, and it's so quick anyway.
A fraction of a penny. It's crazy cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think if you've been in any kind of blockchain or any kind of crypto for a few years, you realize the price of Ethereum is out of control, especially now. We were excited. What was it, 3.0 they came out with that we thought was going to be faster and cheaper. And on my end, I don't notice anything different. It's much, if anything, higher.
Yeah, I don't notice that much of a difference. Honestly, Matic is their best crutch in my opinion. And now SafeSwap, because now we're gonna allow all those Ethereum-based projects to go to whatever other chain that they want with their utility tokens. And the beautiful part about an ecosystem, when you're talking about a metaverse in a sense, like an NFT gaming ecosystem, all their NFTs, they could stay on another chain and have their utility tokens go cross-chain. And then all they have to do is make it to where their smart contracts allow essentially their wallets to be read on one chain to read the NFTs, and then use the tokens from another chain to pay for the actual service that's needed within that metaverse, right? So it's like hybrid within a sense. That's what's so cool about smart contracts. Now, I mean, as far as what gas you have to pay, that doesn't change. That's dependent on which utility tokens you're going to be using in a sense, because you have to use that gas infrastructure. But that's what's so exciting about SafeSwap, because we're going to enable people to come into these cheap gas infrastructure blockchains, because there's EVM chains out there that do have better gas fees, like VeChain being one, Matic, Binance Smart Chain. So that's going to be the icing on the cake for allowing not only those projects building on Ethereum to have better scalability and accessibility for their clients, but also to get more people into the VeChain community and grow that community, as well as all the other communities that are associated with SafeSwap. Because when a token gets listed on SafeSwap, they'll be able to have support on all the chains that are supported by SafeSwap. So they instantly get a lot more exposure, and that's what's good for projects that have products that the utility tokens use for. And that's why we created SafeSwap to begin with for Safe Haven. It wasn't even necessarily to service all these other projects, which is what it's turning into, and that's great. But it was primarily for us to outreach and branch out to other chains for our products and not be limited to one chain, because we have a partnership right now with Matic, but we can't have any inherently smart contracts on Matic right now. It's not that we don't have the developers to code them. Yeah, we can code the contracts and get them audited, but what about the token? You got to have the token there, right? The utility token. So that's where SafeSwap comes into play. Now people will be able to connect with their wallet, their Venly wallet, or whichever wallet they want to use, like a MetaMask or a Comet, and they'll be able to swap SHA tokens, like 10,000 SHA VIP 180 tokens to 10,000 SHA Matic based tokens, and create an inheritance plan on Matic.
Yeah, and that's nice. Oh, that's nice, because everybody, I mean, I'm a big fan of, like, I hate to use diversification because a lot of people say you don't believe in your product, but I think if you flip that around and say, I don't like the idea of maximalism in that sense of diversification, I think it's amazing. But the fact is, what's great with the SafeSwap is you're going to have people who love their favorite asset. So if something like this is great, and this is even, outside of the utility factor, just the fact that as an investment factor, there's going to be people, get involved, and it's going to get their attention that way as well. But I mean, at the price, again, only 10,000 SHA to even set up this system, and it's like a lifetime system. That's pretty exciting, especially now that you're going to be doing cross-chain. I think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think a lot of people who are into it just yet realize how big of a deal that is. But I think, as we keep moving faster, like this week alone, I mean, Congress, the executive order from the president, all of the international, Christine Lagarde, you've got Portugal, you've had the stuff going on with Brazil, you've got stuff going on with Russia, Ukraine. There's so much going on that it is literally, this week it's been on steroids. It's just speeding up in such a massive way. You can feel that pressure in the bottleneck getting ready to just explode, So I think all of this, the timing is just going to be impeccable. It's going to be huge for the the safe haven ecosystem there, because you got the inherity, the safe swap, all your new patents that are, now official. It's like, it's a pretty big deal because I followed where it was really hard, at the very beginning, as a provider to find a lot of information on safe haven. But now there's like a lot of stuff coming out with everything, but especially, SHA, and I'm a big fan of that and a big holder. So a lot of people, just to bring that up really quick, for other investors, you can use like the VeChain Thor to store like your safe haven on there as well. Because a lot of people are constantly messaging me about, if I get it, where can I store it? So that's another thing too, and you probably know the exchanges just really quick to toss them out, the different exchanges, better than I would on where to get it.
So we're on KuCoin, we're on Bitrue, we're on Emerix, we're on I know there's a couple more. Ocean X, of course. I can't believe I forgot Ocean X. That's
I actually did too. It crossed my mind because I use the Bitrue as well, just like to get this safe haven.
I primarily use KuCoin. I'm like, but Bitrue, yes, for the XRP users, we have an XRP pairing on Bitrue, and that's one of our favorite exchanges. So, but as far as I think I'm forgetting, yeah. So Bitcoin Meester, that's another one, and I think that's it. Maybe, yeah.
That's a handful. That's a handful. Because I know we have a lot of listeners, globally as well, and a big Asian market over in like the Thailand area. So we have a lot of people who are using the different exchanges all around the world. So it's kind of good that there's like a handful for them to choose from. So that's good.
In the decentralized exchanges like VexChange or VRocket, which was previously called ZumoSwap, but
and they can still get them there as well.
Yeah, so there's like liquidity pool in there. People have VeChain paired with SHA in a liquidity pool, and then those liquidity providers, they get a portion of the fees that are provided for providing the liquidity. But yeah, there's sufficient liquidity there. You can go there and swap VeChain for SHA tokens. So
awesome. I'll make sure that everyone pays attention to that. Yeah, and, I get a lot of messaging on that because they're each the VeChain, I promote that a lot. So the ecosystem, I'm always like doing my best to that. And you're like the prime person, and you've been so like gracious to keep coming on and like having discussions with us. And another thing too, once we get going into all the new stuff happening this year, maybe closer to the end of the year, around fall or something, maybe we can do this again and have you back on and you give us some more updates. Because I know now people are going to be really interested to follow up with everything that's going on as well.
Yeah, and we actually just had a recent partnership with an XRPL project, Universe. They have a really nice NFT community. They've been building an awesome collection of NFTs. They've got plans for a lot of different collaborations with other XRPL projects as well, from what I hear. And they've got like a rewarding system to where if you hold their token, then you get airdropped NFTs from their community and their artists. So they've got a lot of interesting things going on. So huge shout out to them. But we are talking to a handful of other XRPL projects that I don't want to get into right now, just because like we're kind of sealing the deal on some things with them. But we do have one of them that's being announced really soon that we already came to an agreement with, and it's going to be an Inherity integration. So really excited about that. They've got a metaverse. It's metaverse related, and they've got a nice community too. So I'm excited about that.
I'm already trying to guess who it is. I think I might know, but we'll see. I don't want to push it because I know you can't discuss it yet.
We'll say I'll say this. Panos, a good friend of mine, he's really connected with them. So
right on. I think I have a good idea who this is. We'll see if I'm right. I'm not going to toss it out there and get anybody in trouble just yet.
You're probably wondering about the node rewards though that are going to be coming from SafeSwap. I know the viewers are probably curious about what's going to be coming from the nodes in the future. So
yeah, let's dive in if you've got a few more minutes, if you don't mind.
yeah, I don't mind. Now there's limited information that I can say because I have to wait until the article does release, which is coming soon, but I can give a little bit of insight. So whenever we have listings, like a new token getting listed onto SafeSwap, there's fees because we have to set up contracts for them and monitor like certain things and whatnot, right? So anyway, there's going to be a percentage of said fees going towards the node utility reward pool. So every time that a new token gets added, there's going to be a portion rewarded to the node holders, and there's going to be a monthly maintenance fee of some sort for those tokens. So there's going to be reoccurring fees per token, and it's not going to be too hefty. I don't want people to think that it's going to be crazy rewards like those monthly fees and those listing fees, but it adds up. Excuse me, especially whenever you have a lot of partners that need to be onboarded and have the service. Because when you look 5-10 years into the future, I mean, look at cryptocurrency in general. I remember just a couple of years ago, it was like 3,000 tokens. And then what are we at now? Like it's like beyond 12,000. Isn't it? Like, and that's just
it's crazy.
Time. So just imagine how many tokens are going to be needing to use SafeSwap and how many different small portions of fees are going towards that node utility reward pool. And as a matter of speaking, Inheritee, whenever plan creation increases and goes through the roof with Inheritee mobile being adopted, those rewards are really going to show, because 40% of the Inheritee service fee goes towards the node utility reward pool. So yeah.
And on the node, is this going to be like the regular passive income type node that people are doing now with like, Strong or Phoenix Community Capital, something like that?
It's similar, but it's utility based. So
okay.
With those nodes that you just mentioned, they're more so based upon, yes, holding the token still and being rewarded based upon a certain amount of nodes that you have, right, in the reward schedule based upon how many nodes that are active. But ours is based on utility, based upon how many products are utilized and how many times the client utilizes that product. So as they pay for certain services, there's fees that go towards the node utility reward pool, and that's contracted in the smart contract. So no human interaction needed. As a plan gets made, a portion of it is automatically contracted to the pool, and it slowly builds up. And when the rewards are sufficient enough, we do a distribution. Now, we haven't done many distributions. We've only done one for that matter. And I mean, I'm just being open and forward with it. But that's because we've had a lot of foundational work throughout the last couple of years. But now that foundation is really strong and we're growing, I mean, we're getting the patents, the partnerships, and when Inheritee Mobile comes out, people will be able to make a plan in one day. Because even though that the SafeKey is an amazing device, an amazing tool, it's also a barrier in a sense, because you have to have the people to order them and wait for the keys to come in. So whenever mobile fully launches, it'll allow people to make their plans in an easier fashion too. So we'll have more utility for Inheritee, and when Negotiation Network comes out, people will start being able to store large data document files, so videos and stuff of that nature. So the amount of plans being created will increase as well.
So is for example, the mobile, is that going to be something that'll be like your app store for like Android or for like the Apple app store?
Yes, correct. And you'll be able to back up those plan shares onto a SafeKey device even after you store them onto mobile if you want to. Okay, so that's awesome. That's going to be so cool about it. Everybody's going to be able to make their plans without having these SafeKeys first. And then if they want to fortify their security even further by going cold storage instead of like a hybrid in a sense, because, a cell phone, it's hot and cold depending on whether you have airplane mode on, right? Yeah. So, so if people want to fortify, then they'll be able to back up their plan shares onto a SafeKey device, and then they can wipe them from the mobile device. So, yeah.
And then another thing, before I get too far off on that, is the Back into the node thing. Is that something available now or something that's coming? Because I know a lot of retail investors, they're hooked on nodes. Like they just want to get more and more and like have them with so many different projects.
Yeah, it's available right now. Our nodes, they've been available for over about a couple years now. I think we're coming on year 3. But we have a staking program too. So people who have nodes, they could have better staking APR within the staking pools, and they typically like to stake to build towards getting better nodes, right? Because it's a 4-tier system. So the connect node, it's 1 million SHA that's needed, and that utility reward pool percentage is 3%. So they'll get 3% of the utility reward pool, and then
is there a place like do you have a video or something for those people who are watching who want to dive in and just get a SHA node also and set one up?
Unfortunately, we don't have any videos like a tutorial video or an explainer, but we do have all the information on the website. And
okay, perfect.
It's on the node section. It'll show you how many tokens are required, where to download the application to link the key store of your wallet to where you can essentially make those commands on the blockchain, because you're establishing NFTs on the blockchain when you create a node. In a sense, that's what's really going down. So like when you sign the smart contract, it's creating a token ID on the behalf of your wallet address. It gets stored to your wallet, and then our system is able to read the blockchain and see that token ID on your wallet, and then that's where the magic happens. It can see how long it's been on there, and if it's past the maturity process, then it can be a part of the utility rewards. But
oh, very cool.
But it's all on the website. Yeah, it's all there.
And you're saying about 1 million SHA, give or take around $3,000 to get your like initial node set up as well.
Correct. The connect node's 1 million SHA. The harbor node's 2.5. Consensus is 10, and the legacy is 30. And
oh, wow.
And each one gives a better reward share than the other. So it's 3%, 8%, 32, and then 57 or 56. Yeah.
Right on. That's pretty cool. Actually, this was new to me as well. I'm new to the whole node scene. I watched it like happen for, 1.5 years, 2 years with so many people before I dove into that. So even myself as an investor, I'm interested in looking into that as well with SHA. So that's very cool.
Well, you're getting in at the perfect time, because like I was saying earlier, there hasn't been that many node rewards yet because we've been building, but now we're moving into that growth phase, because everything that we've been building, it's getting to the point where it's fully patented. It's scaling into the next layers to where we're getting into easy access, right? And scalability, multiple blockchains, not just being limited to one with our products. So we're going full steam ahead.
Yeah, that's amazing. And congrats on the cross chain, the safe swap, and all the new patents you have going on. That's pretty exciting. I know the team there at Safe Haven is very excited as well. Anything else you would like to discuss or cover before I head out? And I appreciate your time so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to throw too much out there, but I'll leave it with this. It is an exciting thing that everybody's been waiting for more information. We are going to have an official NFT collection, and we're planning on having 10,000 NFTs in that first collection. And there's going to be a companion set that goes with that NFT collection. And if you have a node, then you will be airdropped one of these companions, and you'll be whitelisted to this NFT collection. And brief background, huge shout out to VNomes. They're doing the artwork for that NFT collection. And all the VNomes are going to have some specific whitelisting capabilities depending on how many they hold. And they'll also get some companions airdropped to them if they hold enough. But
very cool.
There's more information on that on the website in the news section.
What I'll do is I'm going to connect your website in the description below for a lot of people who are following. So the people who are interested on the investing side, they can just click on it for more information on how to do the nodes. And also for people who are, looking to do the inheriting, your information's on there as well. So it's going to be like 2 birds with one stone. It'll be available in the description below for anyone. who's watching, who's interested on either one of those as an investor or, to secure your information for generations or whatever, whichever one you fit into, which category, it'll be available. So, and I think that'll make it easier for them as well. I'll just include that on the description below. So,
well, I appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me here today. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler, man. I really appreciate having you on. Thanks for giving me some of your time. And we're going to have you on, and I'll get back with you later at the end of the year, like somewhere around fall or before the winter season happens again, if you don't mind. And we'll reschedule this and get some more updates from you.
Sounds great, brother. You have a blessed day.
All right. You too, brother. Have a good one.